When you first think of the Netherlands, what comes to your mind? Is it the endless fields of farmland, windmills, and cheese? Or do you think of the exact opposite, the liberating city life of Amsterdam, where you can walk through the streets of the red light district or go into one of the many coffee shops and smoke marijuana? While this may seem like the ordinary for the Dutch, millions of tourists a year come to Amsterdam to live a life on the wild side for a short period of time, even if that just means trying marijuana for the first time. According to a research study conducted by the city of Amsterdam, it was found that 35% of tourists who come to Amsterdam also visit a coffee shop during their stay. I was one of the 35%. Being an American tourist and not knowing the first thing about coffee shops or marijuana made walking past all the different stores and shops intimidating. It's like trying to pick out your favorite kind of ice cream, or any kind of ice cream for that matter. There's so many different strains of marijuana, from weakest to strongest, different tasting ones, and then there are several ways to smoke it as well, from pipes, blunts and joints, bongs, and even weed vaporizers. To make it simple, there's a lot of choice in all these tiny, packed stores and coffee shops. Walking in the coffee shop leaves a vivid memory in my mind. A giant haze of smoke just fills the entire shop, and if it's not noticeable visually, you can smell its pungent scent. It's actually quite hectic in a coffee shop for a place that is meant to be so mellow and relaxing. People are always asking for a light. There's a line to the food stand for people with the munchies. There's waves of giggles and laughter that echo throughout the shop ever so frequently. The process of getting weed is very simple if you know what you want. You go up to the counter and ask for what you're looking for. You pay, they give it to you. End of transaction. It's not as exhilarating as it sounds, but coming from a country where it is not legal makes you feel kind of sly, devious, like you just beat the system. After all of that, the rest is history. While the experience of going into a coffee shop is a whirlwind of thoughts and feelings, the question is it safe? The Dutch's policy on drugs has been successful compared to policies in other countries, especially when it comes to prevention and care. They understand it is impossible to prevent people from not using drugs altogether, which is why coffee shops in Amsterdam sell small amounts of soft drugs, so they can focus on the big criminals who profit and supply hard drugs. The Netherlands is known for having the lowest amount of drug-related deaths in Europe. Jake Shapiro, an American tourist, believes that their policies are good, although different.
I think it's interesting. It's a different culture, obviously, but just because it's a different culture doesn't mean it's necessarily bad or good. But the way they handle it seems to be good. They have, security guards at the coffee shops, and the people there know what they're doing as well. So it's good.
Overall, if you want to live a little on the wild side, just remember to be smart, be careful, and most of all, have fun.